You know, if I was a young man in his prime and I really wanted to make some big bucks, and would I read the fine print? Well, I would. You know, most people probably wouldn't, but I would glance over it at least. You know, and I may pick up a clause in the contract I was about to sign that says this construction project, for example, using it as an example, it's going to be in a war zone. Oh shoot, not for me. Wait, what? And especially, is this war zone going to be dusty? You know, will there be smelly people there? I just can't. Oh man, I can't put up with people that smell bad. You know, and will there be rough people? You know, working alongside of me. You know, goons, thugs. You know, bad people that use bad language. You know, oh, I can't stand that. You know, what if they make fun of me or something? You know, I'm a little guy. Oh, oh man. But if I was desperate for the money, and I was willing to jump through all the hoops and get in line and push myself to the front of the line and get this lucrative job, yeah, I would hastily sign the contract, knowing full well that I have no right whatsoever to sue my employer except through the means he provided, which was arbitration. You know, you're not going to go to court, and you're not going to get $1,000,000 for pretending you hurt your back. They would tell me. They would say, you know, we have set up an arbitrator to deal with disputes that may arise because we're not stupid, and we intend to stay in business for a while and make money. Oh man, that is greedy, 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 greedy. They want to make money, and you know the purpose of a business is to provide for the needs and wants and wishes of all its employees. I mean, that's the way it is under socialism, which is soon creeping into this country, and eventually, you know, we'll be guaranteed everything, total bliss from birth till death. If we lack anything, it'll be the fault of the government, and eventually it'll be so wonderful, you know, that we'll be in the same situation as the former Soviet Union. But a woman named Jamie Leigh Jones is now famous because she signed such a contract. You know, it's really not worth not worth even talking about, except this has been politicized. You know, if you're eager to take control of the government, win an election, you will. And if you're unscrupulous, you will stoop to any level and use anything, politicize anything. You might even politicize polar bears, and you might even take a photograph of polar bears stuck on a piece of ice. Stuck on a piece of ice? I mean, you can't stick no polar bear on no ice. You know, they swim. You know how far they can swim? 2 miles? Nah. Nah. Man, I could never swim 2 miles. Can you? Polar bears can swim 2 miles, 3 miles, 4 miles, 6 miles, 8 miles. That's a long way. They float, and they're under all that thick fur is blubber. You know, they're not even cold, hardly, probably, especially swimming. They walk around on ice and snow all their lives, and they swim quite often. They swim from an iceberg to another iceberg, or an ice flow. You know, an ice flow. I think is like, you know, how a pond gets a little thin sheet of ice on the surface, and then it breaks up, you know, and melts every year. Wow, the ice on the pond is melting, Myrtle. Must be because of something bad that the Republicans did. Well, you know, gosh, man, where's your brain? Don't you know that ice melts every year? And that was the case with these polar bears stranded way in the middle of the ocean. You had to imagine that, though, because that wasn't shown in the photograph. You just had to imagine that these were two bears doomed, just as Jamie Lee Jones is doomed. And guess who doomed her? Dick Cheney. Again. What a cold-blooded man. He's like a machine that wants to execute precision, effectively get the job done. It doesn't care about bleeding hearts, drowning bears. He doesn't care about drowning bears. Heartless. He doesn't care that maybe an employee won't find the women's room, the restroom. Gosh, what a cutthroat world we live in. What a cutthroat world. I was gonna read this paper about Jamie Lee Jones. I don't think it's. I ain't read the article, and so I printed out the first two paragraphs, and I ain't read them. I ain't read them yet, and I guess I ain't never gonna read them. I also printed out a story how Cheney is killing the polar bears, and there's no reason to read that either. This is just politics as usual. And if you're not alert, if you're not paying attention, if you're not informed, if you haven't been around the block a couple of times, this stuff will reach out and grab you and offend you, upset you, and make you think that the world is unjust. And so what you're going to do, if Cheney is so bad, what you're going to do? Well, elect Hillary Clinton.